This conference will now be recorded.
I have around 12 years of experience in ABAP. So I have worked in all the technical areas, and that is very brief about me. And uh, uh, can you can you tell me Subba Reddy, then Subhendu? Just brief about yourself, and is there any background you have, any experience, or what is the expectation from this training?
Yeah, hi Raju sir.
Yeah,
My name is Subbareddy Venkata.
yeah.
Currently, I'm working in Vision Infotech Private Limited, but I'm working in help desk service. That's why I'm moving out technology side. Uh, my colleagues suggest SAP is better one to grow your career. So that's why I will attend this session.
Okay, great. What is your education, Subba Reddy?
Education is BTech, sir. BTech mechanical engineering.
Okay, okay, cool. Okay, no issues. Yeah, thank you, Subba Reddy.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, Subhendu? Yeah.
Yes, actually, I'm already working in SAP. I'm functional consultant because I have no technical background. I want to I want to be a techno-functional consultant. I want to learn basically the technically. Technically means what is basically the debugging, the table structure, custom program. This area I want to emphasize on that. Okay, so any support project, any issue occurring, so how to set the breakpoint in debug, how to debug it. Okay, or anything is programming error in programming. So for example, anything is posting or wrong posting, why it is not posting correctly, or any control table, how it will table will be controlled. Okay, internal table, and just like that. Okay, actually I want to be a techno-functional consultant. That's why I want to learn about training. Okay, my educational background in BE, okay, in electrical engineering.
Okay.
I have more than I have more than 12 years experience in functional area.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
That is which FI area, or which one are you working as a functional?
Right now I am working in EWM. Okay, prior I have experienced WM and MM also.
Okay, cool. EWM. Okay. Okay, thank you. Yeah. So let me go through the course content, and then after that we'll have take up the questions. Okay.
Okay, sure.
Thank you. So let me share my screen. Okay, can you see my screen, right?
Yes.
Right.
Okay, great. This is the ABAP course content we are following here, and so this will cover for as a experienced person, as well as for a fresher who is new to the SAP also. By keeping that mind in the mind, we have designed this course, and some of the course, if experiences guys are there, they have already know it, but if they will go through it, then they can understand more better. So that is the intent here. So first we have arranged the course in a logical order. So we will start with SAP GUI introduction. Like this will talk about the what is the user interface of SAP screens, and how to log into the system, log off to the system. What are the various elements of the SAP GUI window? What is menu bar, standard toolbar, and how you can open multiple sessions. So this will give us the user interface overview of the SAP system. So first we will cover that one, because first any user, any developer, or any learner, they must be comfortable with the user interface of programming language, right? So that's why we have designed this thing. So how you can customize the SAP GUI windows, those things will be covered here. Next, we will move on to the topic called ABAP programming, development environment, and tools. And as you know, every programming language, there must be a development environment to develop the programs, and that development environment must support the tools. like to create the programs, to edit the programs, to work various other development objects. So here also we have the ABAP development environment. So we will give an introduction to the system architecture and system landscape. So this will cover and SAP NetWeaver application server. This will cover what is the architecture, what is the development system, what is the quality system, what is the production system, how to make the communication between these systems, that will be covered here. Then we will move on to some ABAP development environment. In SAP ABAP, we have the development environment called SAP ABAP Workbench. So this is the development environment. From this tool, you can create all the development objects as part of this ABAP programming language. And within this development environment, we have various tools. Like suppose to create programs, we have a tool called ABAP Editor, which is used for creating the programs. So we will look at each and every workbench tool here. Then we will talk about what is the development objects. That means what are the various program types you can create in SAP ABAP. Like you can create programs, include programs, classes, interfaces, function modules, like that. We will cover it. Then we'll talk about the package and transport concept. Like once you are working in a team, so you have to organize your work. So if it is a big team, right, so you have to organize your work and how you are going to organize your work. And again, once you develop in the development system, the development object has to be moved to the quality system. How you are going to transport or move the programs between one system to other system, that will be covered here. Then we'll have some assessment, like we will give some questions to you to understand your basic to understand your these concepts. So that will be covered here. Next, we will move on to the ABAP dictionary concept. See, this is a dictionary means, suppose if any programming language to work, like you want to write a programs, there must be a some database must be there, so which will store the data permanently, right? So here also the database object, like you are going to create tables, views, structures. So how you are going to create those things, and we will cover as part of ABAP dictionary. So here first we'll give an introduction to the data model concept. This is a general concept, database concept. So what is a data model? Like how, suppose if you are working in any real business object, how you are going to convert the business requirements into tables. So that part we are going to talk about in the data model. Then what is a database concept? Like what is a database, what is a tables, what is a rows, what is general RDBMS, that concept we'll talk about. Then we will jump into the ABAP dictionary and features, and what are the various ABAP dictionary objects are available. Suppose using ABAP dictionary, we can create tables, views, search helps, lock objects, data elements, the domains, table types. These things we can create it. So we'll talk about this one. Next, we will jump onto the each topic. So like using ABAP dictionary, we can create a domains. So we will give introduction to the domains concept. Then we will talk about what is the usage of the domain. Then exploration, that means we will log into the system. Then we will check what are the existing domains are there, and from existing domains what information you must know. That concept will talk about in the exploration. Then I will give a demo how to create the domains. Then I will provide the exercises. So each topic, whatever the topic here we are going to cover. So first we will cover the concept and uses. Then exploration means existing development objects, how we can check it and how we can find the various information. Then we will have the demo and exercises. So if you see here, data elements also will cover the same concept. Then tables, views, structures, table types, search and lock objects, everything will be covered here. So every concept will have the demo as well as exercise. So that is about ABAP dictionary. Then we will jump into the ABAP programming building blocks. Like any ABAP programming language, there must be a syntax rules are available, right? So we will cover what are the syntax rules are there. Then what are the various like how to create a variable to store a single value, how to create a table, some array kind of table to store the multiple rows. So then how the program and memory allocation will happen, like program is running, right? So at that time program has to work with a memory location. So how that will happen, how the memory allocation assigned to the various programming objects, that we will cover. Then we will start with the concept called data types. So what data types talk about the type of data, whether it is character data, integer data, numeric data, or quantity data. So this will be covered here, first thing. Then we'll cover about the data objects. See, the term we have to capture here. So data object means what, it will occupies memory, like it may represent internal table, variable, structure, constants, whatever may be, that is called a data objects. We will see concept, type, usage, and built-in data objects. Then we'll formally jump into the various statements, like type statement, data statement. See, type statement is used for creating types, data types, user defined data types in a program. Then data statement is used to create variables, structures, internal tables, like that. Then we'll talk about constants, reports, assignment, append, loop, add, read table, sort, clear, refresh, insert, modify. These are the various basic ABAP programming statements we must know before writing any big programs. That's why we were going to cover extensively about these statements. Like every suppose if you take looper statement, we will, what is a looper statement, what is the use of it, and what is the syntax it is. Then various examples I will show you. Then the same examples are covered as part of the demo. Then there are a lot of exercises also will be provided. So you will get a complete knowledge on this statement. So all the statements will be covered like this. See, refresh, then concatenate, these ones, characteristic string processing statements are called this one. So this will be covered everywhere. See, every programming language this will be covered. So the only thing is the keywords will be differ. Like in Java, it will have different statement. If you take Java, do, undo, loop, while statement. But in ABAP we have the looper statement. So like this, the differentiation is there. But at a higher level, the usage is same. Like a loop means do, undo, or looper will do the same thing only, functionality wise. But the syntax wise it will different, and keyword wise it will different. So this will cover the basic building blocks of ABAP programming concept. So after completing that one, we will move on to the topic called messages. Like messages concepts are used to communicate any particular message to the user. Suppose if a program is running and you want to communicate to the user whether that program is successfully executed or not. So how you are going to communicate? So you have to write issue a message to the end user. Suppose if user is entering some data and that data is invalid, so how are we going to communicate to the user that data is invalid? Through messages only you are going to communicate to the end user. So we will go to introduce to the topic called message concept. Then we have a tool called message class, where we will maintain all the messages. Then we will create messages in the message class. Then once the messages are created, that is an independent part. So how you are going to use that messages in your program? So that is the integration part of the messages. So we'll have a demo and exercises on the creating messages as well as using the messages in the message program. Next, then we have another topic called ABAP programs and text symbols. See, text symbols again will represent the some text, but this text is only specific to that particular program only. In case of messages, that whatever message is created, that can be used by any n number of programs. But in case of text symbols, this is also for some issuing text in a program, but this is only relevant for that particular program only. So then we'll cover this one, text symbols, and how to create text symbols, and how we can use the text symbols in a program. Then we'll jump onto the another topic called ABAP programs and events. See, this ABAP is a event driven programming language. That means there are some standard events are there which are called by the standard program, and in our custom program we will write events. So whatever the events, the sequence, how the standard program is called, in the same sequence only the coding block which is we are going to write for particular event, that is called. So we will talk about what is the events, and events for selection screen, events for executable program, events for model program. So we'll cover that one. Next topic is for ABAP programs and selection screen. See, whenever if you now you want to think like how the end user will execute a program. So suppose if you are working in any sales department as a manager, you want to see the sales happen for a particular period, like from particular 1 month you want to see it. How you can see it? So he has to execute the program, then there must be an option to provide the date, right? The date range you want to see it. So that once he provide it, then he will execute it, he will get the required output. So to have that kind of user interaction, like where the end user will provide inputs to the program, so he needs some screen. That screen is called the selection screen. So every executable programs must have a selection screen where the end user will provide inputs to the program. So based upon inputs, he will execute the program, output will be displayed. So we will cover the selection screen design and what are the various elements of the selection screen for building the selection screen. Then demo and exercises also will be covered. Next topic is called ABAP programming and database queries. See, now how the system architecture will be. So your programming ABAP coding is in the application server, but your data is in the database. So every program while working, it has to get the data from the database, and that data has to be placed in your program, then you are going to work it, right? So how to make the communication between your program and database, that will be covered as part of the database queries. So again we are going to introduce the database concept and relational data model concept, and we will see an example of table relation in SD and MM modules. Then we will give a general concept called joins. Then in ABAP we have the specific language called OpenSQL statements, so which are used to communicate the database from your program. So we will see OpenSQL and native SQL statement. So these are the main statements: select statement, modify statement, insert statement, and delete statement, which will communicate to the database to get the data. Or suppose you want to get the data, we have to use the select statement. You want to modify the existing data, we have to use the modify. You want to add a new data, we'll use the insert statement. Delete statement, we suppose you want to delete any data, we will use the delete statement. See, the program is different and database is different, so you have to write some statements to communicate with between the, or to integrate between these two things. So how you are going to do that one? So based upon various requirements, like suppose you want to get the data, you have to use the select statement to retrieve data from the database. So that part will be covered as part of this topic. Next, we'll talk about the subroutines concept. Here subroutines means it is a block of code within a program to reuse again and again. And also subroutines are used to modularize the code. That means to make the code more easily to read it. So whatever piece of code, like 20 lines like that, we will put in a subroutine, then we will give one name to the subroutine, then we will call the subroutine. So here we'll cover the subroutine topics and how to define the subroutines, how to call the subroutines. We will have one demo and exercises will be also covered. and these subroutines are only defined and called within a program. Suppose if you have a requirement like common requirement which can be used by any n number of programs, then we will create the function modules and function groups. So this, once you create a function group or function module, that function module is used in any number of programs. So here the function modules will cover the reusability functionality of that one. So you no need to define each function module for the same requirement. So once you define it, you can use it in a number of programs. So we will cover what is a function builder. Now function builder is a tool used to create or maintain the function group and function models. We'll give the introduction to function builder, then function group, components of function group, then function module, then we're exploring the function groups and function models, then how to create this one function groups, and demo and exercises will be covered. Next we have the topic called classes and interfaces. See, this is an object oriented concept, so which will work with the classes and interfaces, and we are not going to very deep into this classes and interfaces. As part of this course, what is the required concept or things we must know about the classes and interfaces? That one only we are going to cover. So we'll give a introduction to the above objects, then we'll give introduction to class builder tool, which is a tool for classes and interfaces creation. Then we'll explore the standard classes, then various components, then we will give a demo on calling the methods of a standard class, and exercises we will cover here. And also I will give a demo on creating classes as well as interfaces as part of this one. Then we have a topic called include programs. So again, include programs are used to put your logical data into one place, then you can integrate that into a bigger program. Suppose if you want to write a 10,000 lines of a program, you are not going to create one program to have all the 10,000 lines. So you will divide like 1,000 lines, you will create it, you will put into one include program, then that include program is integrated into the main program. Like that, you will divide your entire 10,000 lines into 10 different small programs, that small programs are integrated into main program. So for that purpose, we will use the include programs. We'll cover all the topics about the include programs here. Next, up to now, okay, next we have some programming tools like ABAP debugger, so which will be covered extensively, and its usage and what is the user interface, how you can set the breakpoints and session points, how you can stop your program during execution. That extensively we will cover, and we'll give a demo as well as exercise. Then runtime analysis, we will cover it extensively. Then up to topic 14, these are the building blocks which are laid the foundation to write a very bigger programs. Like in SC, any ABAP programs, you have the concept called rise of W concept, rise of concept. Here R means reports, I means interfaces, C means conversion, E means enhancements, F means forms. So this is the actual requirements you will get it. Suppose if you are working in any project, you will get a requirement for developing the report. So at that time, you must know before whatever topics 14 up to 14, right? Those topics must you know before writing a report program. So that's why we have covered the building blocks to develop the very big programs, rise of development objects. So first topic will cover the reports development. So here we are going to cover reports and what are the various kinds of reports, and we will give introduction to ALV list viewer, means ALV reports concept, then types of ALV, then flow diagram or structure of a report program that will be covered. Then we will give a demo on creating report using function models, ALV function models, then exercises, then demo on report program using classes. See, ALV reports can be developed in two ways. Excuse me. like using ALV function models or using the classes only. So we will cover both the concepts, but the recommendation is we must use the class concept to develop the reports. So that will be covered. Next, we'll jump into the model pool program. Like a model pool program will cover the screen design of the SAP screens. There are already there are already a number of SAP standard transactions and screens are available. So as a developer, how you can create a screens and transaction in SAP will cover in module pool program. Like we will cover the tools called menu painter and screen painter here, and we will have the demo on module pool program, how we can create module pool program and various screens, and ultimately how we can update the data from the module pool program into database thing. We will cover it. Next, interfaces development. See, interfaces means suppose if you want to regularly exchange the data between your SAP system and other systems. Here other system means any SAP system or non-SAP system. How you are going to exchange the data. So that will be covered as part of the interfaces. So here we are going to cover the first thing is called file interfaces. We have covered. So we have covered the file interfaces also, outbound interfaces and inbound interfaces, that will be covered. Then we will cover the ALE IDOC interfaces. Here also in ALE IDOC also we have the outbound ALE interfaces and inbound ALE IDOC interfaces, that will be covered here. Next, conversions. Like if any SAP system is starting, so they must have some basic data like vendors, customers and materials. So how you can load the data into SAP. So conversions are sometimes used only one time, and means mostly used only one time to load the data at the starting of the SAP project, and some conversions may run for regularly also. So we will talk about the conversions here and what are the various methods of this data load concept. Like we have session method and call transaction method. So what is the concepts and what is the syntaxes and what are the various elements of each method, and we'll have a demo and exercises on each method. Okay, next, enhancements. So in enhancement means, what is the enhancement? Suppose if a standard program is there, so that standard program is running and the customer is requested to add some custom logic into the standard program. So how you can add that logic into a standard program? Like means you are adding some extra logic to the standard software. So that will be covered in the enhancements. So any programming language, the enhancement is same, adding the custom logic into the standard code. So we will cover what are the enhancements and modifications. So here we have different kinds of enhancement: user exits, customer exits, and screen exits, and baddies, and there is a concept called enhancement framework. That is a new enhancement concept. So that will be covered. So as part of that one also, we'll have enhancement spot, enhancement points, implicit enhancement point, explicit enhancement points, that will be covered as part of the enhancements. Next, we have a concept called forms development building blocks. See, normally suppose if I think most of us has a bank account, right? So every month a bank will send a form, right? Like a bank statement. That is nothing but a form. So in the business also, the suppose business want to send invoices to the customers, so they will generate the forms and they will send the form to the their customers. See, if you look at in a bank statement, that is properly organized. So you have the header information, then you have your address name, then you have your billing information, then in the below that you have the detailed information about your transactions, right, for that particular period. So that will be properly arranged. So forms are used to communicate the business partners. So about their transaction, like either it may be vendors or customers. So here also forms use the similar purpose. So we have the different concepts of types of forms are available in SAP, like SAP script forms, SAP smart forms, and then Adobe forms. So SAP scripts, mostly these SAP script forms are not used nowadays, so we are not going to cover any demo on this one. If explicitly required only, we'll cover it. Otherwise, we will talk about its concept and how we can look at the SAP scripts. Then smart forms we are going to cover extensively. So this is again a technology to develop the forms. So we'll cover the smart forms and building blocks of smart forms demo and creating, and exercise how to call a smart form from your program, how to call a smart form from this SAP standard transaction. This will cover. And Adobe forms, that is a different concept that will not be covered here. Then any other topics which will cover what are the variants of your program, what is the background process in SAP ABAP, that will be covered. And if any extra topic is needed, we will take up at the last. So this is the course content on which we are going to follow as part of this training. And apart from this training, apart from this, what you are going to get it, you are going to get the system access. Then you are going to get the course material, whatever the thing I have covered, that will be shared. Then you are going to get the exercise documents. Yeah, this is the thing. Then you are going to get the recording links. So these things also you will get the as part of this training. So yeah.
Actually, this course content is not a Nikita send me another document, means another course content, slight difference I can see. So you can send that course content to Nikita and Nikita, so that Nikita can send me, okay? Because
Yeah, sure. That is
during the class it will be followed, right? This course content will be followed, right? What you have seen
this is the
means on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the course
Oh,
content will be followed. That is at a very high level.
so
It is in a very detailed level.
Okay, so please send it to Nikita, and Nikita will send me, because Nikita send different course content slide. I can see slide differences there. Okay. So and another I have a question. You told the standard program. So can we change the standard? Can we work on any standard program? Means other than custom. Means can we change or anything do? What is SAP provided? Hmm. Can we do anything?
Yeah, see, as part of the enhancements, we will add or we can also change the standard programs. See, there is a difference. See, there is a difference between enhancement and modifications. So enhancement means you are not going to change the standard code directly. SAP gives us the provision. So some place it will be given. There only you can add it, your custom code. See, in case of modifications, what you are going to do is you directly change the SAP code.
Okay. So in real time, means SAP allows it for modification. Because
yeah, it will allow us. It will allow us, but you need the access key for that to change that program. So rarely only means in a project, if they are allowing us, then you need to get a lot of approvals before any changing this standard programs.
Okay. And after that, if any problem is there for that code after modification, who will be responsible? Means service provider will be responsible, or SAP will be responsible? Means if any bug or anything else.
That is, SAP will not support. Suppose if you are modified the standard program, then you have upgraded the standard program. What it will do, that whatever the code you have written, right, that will be overwritten. That code will be lost.
Okay. So every code has language, means logic, right? So why we are writing this code, everything. So and just I'm a simple asking. So it is possible. So can we quickly means identify whether it is a functional or config issue or code issue? Means is there any shortcut rules over here? So if any means problem has come, okay. So at a glance means after debugging or after analysis or 2 days after 2 days analysis after for 2 and 3 days, then can we analyze. But initially means immediately we can analyze that whether it is custom program or any program related issue or config issue. We can analyze immediately through debugging or anything else.
Yeah, immediately. So sometimes suppose we can do that one immediately. So using debugger we can do it. Suppose if suppose you are entering some data, some company code is not defined, something is message is coming. So that simply tell you the company code is not defined. So that's why it's giving the message. So in case of you can encounter two kinds of error messages, right? Either it is problem with the code which you have written, or there is the problem with the data. Two kinds of issues you will encounter. So
Right.
if you are encounter, so if you are working in that program for like in a project you are working for 6 months 7 months, you can easily identify. So it is what is the issue. Suppose if you are new to that one, you want to analyze it, you can use this simple debugger tool. Okay, so you can immediately you can identify it where it is, whether it is a config issue or it is a bug in the program, that you can
Okay,
identify.
for standard program, for standard table or standard program, can we use debugger?
Yes. Lot of times we
Okay.
have to use the debugger to check standard programs. It's not only for customs, so it is a for standard programs. See, lot of times the functional requirements are, suppose in R&D stage you want to debug it. Sometimes in the big programs, you are encountering some message and also you are not sure about why it is coming. Okay, we can debug the standard program and we can tell it so and so this is the reason it is failing here, that's why this message is coming.
Okay. Thank you. Nothing from my side. Okay. Please, if
Yeah,
any other can ask.
so Hari, I think you have joined lately, and Subba Reddy, you have any questions now?
No, sir, I don't have any questions, but I don't know about SAP. That's why
Okay.
I did not ask anything.
Okay, no problem. So at least you understand the course concept, right? What is the syllabus we
Yes,
are going to? Yeah.
yes, sir.
So this is well organized. Okay, so we'll go into logical order only. It's not, we are not jumping to this thing. And one more thing is, it will definitely take 3 months to complete the course, because we are not giving any hours like we'll complete the course in 46 hours or 50 hours. So because we are going to very slow, and you have to understand the concept. That's why I'm telling. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, sir.
And one more question, other than the means course, means timing details. So it is available in weekend or weekdays? Means are you available?
Yeah, that we have to discuss, and just weekends is okay, weekdays is also
Okay.
okay, and we need to discuss with Nikita on this topic. So you just
Okay.
communicate your available timings, so that I will check from my end, then we will have the common timings. We'll discuss that.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
that's
okay,
it,
sir.
right? Thank you. Thank you for
That's
joining.
thank
Yeah,
you, sir.
good day. Yeah. Yeah, Nikita, you can take over now. Yeah. Nikita, I'm ending the meeting. Thank you.
Hello, Nikita. I'm dropping. Okay.